Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, living, amazing, spectacular, wondrous Propagandacast. I'm your host, Imperial Dane, the one, the only master of propaganda, here of defender of the fatherland, off here to a 1v1 on Miller Road. In the north, it is Samchi, fighting for America, freedom, democracy, rolling out here with the 3rd Armored Division, featuring airborne, mechanized, and tactical support with grenade and infantry bulletins. West and south, it is Synthesis, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Moving out here with the, let's just go with 2nd Panzerdivision with Jaeger Infantry, German Infantry, and Mobile Defense with Panzergrenadier and Infantry Bulletins. Double Pioneers Grenadiers here for Synthesis, Double Rifleman for Samchi. Standard stuff there, and of course, as always, a big hearty thanks to my patrons, supporters, these champions, these heroes, who keep me in the business. You too can join the ranks by clicking on Patreon. We can also just donate, links in the video description, and of course, do consider comment, like, subscribe, share, subscribe, and all that jazz as well, to keep the YouTube algorithms engaged. Any little bit there helps. Got reason setting out there for Samchi. Up north, Route Squad moving out there. Center move as well there. Double Pioneers, double Grenades for Synthesis. Slightly unusual Wehrmacht opening. Most Wehrmacht openings tend not to involve double Pioneers, so that's definitely a bit interesting. We'll see, in case you see players go for it, but again, fairly on the rarer side. It allows them to grab more territory, but obviously means less fighting power sort of early on. That's not to say, of course, having double pioneers of the Wehrmacht is a bad thing. You just don't necessarily see a lot of it right away. But so far, almost 2 minutes in the game, not a single shot fired, not a single engagement. He's got the point there. Pioneers heading northwards. Pioneers sneaking eastwards. Got the recent going points as well. Route Squad falling back here, and there you go. First shots sort of fired. It's the Pioneers, meaning, maybe a single shot, dings off someone's helmet. And they all have a good laugh about it. Oh, look at that, Joe. Something hit your helmet, and it didn't blow out your brains. How amusing. Route Squad popping in there, and there you go. First auction chosen is Samchi here, with the Mechanized Groups Reserve Armor and Cavalry Riflemen, Mortar half-tacks, and combined arms. So, double Pioneers organized their name before here for Synthesis. Up north, we got the Route Squad moving in there. Far west, we got the Pioneers using the point here. Bit of a standoff here by the Eastern Farmhouse. As Reasons and Route Squad are positioned here, trying to absorb the German assault as carefully as possible while setting up for a counterattack, perhaps. Got the Lieutenant for Samchi. Fairly fast tech there. Meanwhile, Synthesis has yet to take up himself. The thought has yet to strike his mind. It's a bit of quiet there. Route Squad moving towards the centre, ignoring the Germans possibly up in the north. Going to try and flank behind here. Synthesis front line by the dead cow. Was that a dead horse? No, that's Gahorn. That's a cow. Unless that's a bicorn. Even rarer than a unicorn. The bicorn. Route Squad holding up. The Route Squad moving northwards there. And listening about, they can't quite decide where to go. Pioneers remaining there. Flamethrowers and light going to use that to flash out the Americans. Nice up there. There you go, burning out to Yankees. Pearson's flanking behind. They're going to pushing forwards here. Up north, we got the Route Squad doing the Pioneers, so they're threatening American supply lines. Lieutenant there joining in. They're going to being shot at by Lieutenant Route Squad coming back. M20 on the way here for Samchi. Bit of rare sight here, but probably why one attack faster. Plus, we got the Cavalry Rifle here, so some pretty fast timing tempo pushes here by Samchi and the 3rd Armoured, hoping to throw back the Germans. The Krauts, as Synthesis has yet to take up. Clearly not expecting such a devious strategic maneuver here from the Americans. My God, Jurgens, these Americans, this is slow and fat. I'm fairly certain if they were to try and turn around too fast, they get sick. Yeah, say no nothing about the power of motorization. At least moving their fat asses. Anyway, troops reinforcing there, Reasons reinforcing as well. Cavalry getting the Thompson submachine guns added, well, only 2 of them. After the incident of 1942, where someone got too many Thompsons and started doing really weird stuff. Cavalry getting Grenadiers hit by being close down to Grenadiers quickly. Sadly, by the time they get close down to Met Damping, you can see that with the Thompsons, they're still packing some weird punch, and that's really something to point out. Like, the Thompson is, in terms of like in-game statistics, really powerful. Like, it's a better assault rifle for all intents and purposes. Why, I don't know. But yeah. So meaning, for example, 2 cavalry rifle, just 2 Thompson, the cavalry rifle significantly increase the fire. Just the Lieutenant, the captain, the Thompson is significantly powerful. Like, it's kind of incredible. Got the M20. Oh! Telemine down from Synthesis. Blowing apart the M20. Samchi's timing push there. His aggressive, devious M20 utility car maneuver completely blown to bits by a Telemine. That's, again, the power of just, aggressive Telemines. They're risky because your opponent might see them, but at the same time, they can completely throw off your opponent's plans there by blowing up their fast rush vehicle. Meanwhile, Synthesis going for the armored car. 250.5 could also be nice, but opposite the 2-2 is very solid. Still, despite all this, Samchi's made good progress for America. Freedom, democracy. Ambulance out there as well. Probably not going to dry that one out. Pioneers going to be support here. Were we seeing any flamethrowers here for Synthesis in the second Pioneer squad? I mean, that wouldn't be impossible to see. Up north, we're going the point here. We got Panzergrenadier for Synthesis and the German army here, the 2nd Panzer Division. The Vienna Division, as it was also known, because at least originally it was actually the troops were drawn from Vienna. Got Pioneers going to bring up here, Cavalry and Rush falling back here. We got 2 kills, close veterans E1. Armored coming northwards here, going to get behind the rear path here of the Russians. So the retreat path next going to be, I think, a very good chance of wipe here. Like Samchi would have to get exceedingly lucky, or Synthesis just like, well, that I suppose will be lucky, but do some pretty terrible maneuvers. But yeah, that's not happening. So the Russians will go down here, and not in history. Cavalry from Doom, they're going to be here, hosing them down there with the Thompson and the grease guns. Russians wiped out though. Could perhaps get a wipe on the squad here, but still need cautious there about pushing him with the Cavalry too fast. Armored cars by Lieutenant, got the bazooka there almost down to the 10th, and they've moved to the 2-2-2. Good hit there on Synthesis, like to punch B. Wagner. South Pioneer steam forwards here. We try and lay down some Telemines nearby, but no, he at least won't find the time for it. He's got a route squad there ready to put a stop to that. Armored Cavalry forwards there, right past them. Cavalry taking a few hits here. And we got a Stuart light tank for Samchi. His light vehicle dreams not over. Though he obviously should get some reasons with the minesweepers, because it certainly wouldn't be possible to imagine that Synthesis, might lay down more Telemines. In fact, he might even been emboldened by the first one being, well, a rather stunning success. We got 173-125, wreckage of the M20 wrecked here by the 2-2, the like the Panzerwagen. Panzer going to be moving forwards. Americans well dug in there. But then again, picking up in a good position against the building. We might have a chance there. Drawn in by the armored car. Things are going to get better. We got 2 infantry squads in the centre. Lieutenant teaming westward. Probably going to try and deal with the armored car there. Panzer Sandy aren't quite having as much progress as what they and ultimately are forced back. They did do a lot of damage, but the kills didn't quite rack up as fast as they would like to. Pioneers going to need something up a new fresh defense line here to stall Samchi's, well, not quite juggernaut assault, but certainly nicely moving attack. And there you go, with the armored car, they form up a strong point hard enough here for Samchi to be unable to pierce it and break through, stopping this assault in its tracks. But there you go, Stuart light tank on the move, moving forward for freedom, democracy, capitalist interests. And there, armored car, main gun out, goes for the kill there, clearly unconcerned about the possibility of the pack, and takes it out, leaving now Synthesis without his light vehicles. Some aggressive swings here on the battlefield. Pioneers, Grenadiers in a bit of trouble there. Pioneers, in fact, low on health, keep trying at the Grenadiers, hoping to probably, get the retreat before they pop another Panthers and the Stuart. There we go, routed in the name of democracy. Back here, troop reinforcing healing, setting up for the next big push. Back here in Synthesis base, we got the Panzerabwehr Kanone 40, ready to avenge the fallen armoured car and other German troops. Repaying this with a light tank here at the front line. Perhaps a bit too close. I mean, he could risk a few Germans walk up and just gun down the, in which case, Grand Theft Panzer and tank. At which point, that's going to suck a bit for Samchi. Moving forwards there. Minesweeper kit's ready. I'm just popping in there. No upgrades yet.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
Pioneers with the Russians there. Got minesweepers out there for Samchi. Very good. Again, don't want to take Telemines lightly at all. So you're not after losing M20s, and any Telemines that go off there could be quite disruptive. Like, if it's a tank that can't survive it, like the Sherman, hitting a Telemine would still be fairly bad in most circumstances. There you go. They're hitting on the fuel point here. Good play there by Samchi, disrupting Synthesis fuel lines. Nothing further on the base. The weapon racks. Got plenty of munitions floating about. He could of course start up for the combined arms to push in with the Steward and some infantry. He could also consider like more cavalry riflemen. That wouldn't be a half bad idea either. He could also lay down some mines for the rear slums. Synthesis didn't expect that. Almost got the Pioneers rocked here, but missed the opportunity, I think, there. Cavalry riflemen the Pioneers, Panzer is here being pushed back, but still they managed to crucially get that fuel point of neutral, which will slow down Synthesis fueling for a bit, giving Samchi more time to push ahead here. Very good, very good. But yeah, Samchi's loading a lot of munitions. Synthesis also got a bit of a float there, but nowhere near as significantly big there as his American opponent. Back at base here, we got take up there for Synthesis. Not allowing such a thing like fuel harassment to slow him down. Samchi, though, meanwhile, is not pushing for medium armor. He's going to go for the captain. Perhaps worried about medium armor push, or just deciding he wants something else. Either way, going for the captain. Probably going to entertain guns, maybe a pack howitzer. We shall see where this leads for Samchi. We shall see where it leads. Panzers being routed with the Steward light tank, the M5A1. Finish the Pioneers. Back here, tripping force and healing. Got weapon racks up the Samchi. They're definitely creating a, you know, way to utilize all the munitions by upgrading them with BARs. Very good. Got the captain out as well. Can of course also be equipped with BARs. Most likely will be equipped with a BAR, the Browning automatic rifle. Steward, they're sniping at the grenadiers. Pack forward nearby. Moving forwards. The punching holes then the Amerikanischer Panzer. Or like the puncher in this case. Back here, tech done. Can build the Suprema Corps. No sign of dodging it here for Synthesis. Far north here, we got the rifle squad, but the punching can rifling from the north as well here. Steward being sniped there. Ooh, there's a good chance of losing the Steward here. Yup. Don't know what happened there. Misclick, back pathing, or something else. But he lost the Steward there, and I think in a fairly avoidable situation. That's definitely a bit awkward there, to put it gently. And again, who knows exactly what happened. I mean, there's so many, possible things that could result in that, and that could, have been beyond, in a sense, Samchi's control. Because sometimes, like, you order unit to move backwards, and he doesn't do it, but decides to turn on the spot. There's a lot of factors there that can sort of, impede that, unfortunately. But unfortunately, I forgot. Ooh, almost lost the captain as well. That's been certainly quite a double blow there to Samchi. We've lost not just the Steward, but an infantry squad as well here. Machine setting up. Second panzer squad here for Synthesis. Very good. 2 thumbs up. Double punch on these is, in my opinion, a very solid element to have there. Great loss of the infantry, of course, support weapons, and of course, very useful supporting your tanks in any sort of maneuvers. So very nice pick. You've got Lieutenant the Pioneers here with the Eastern Victory Point. Back here. While the tech is done, we're not seeing anything further than a Suprema Corps yet. Instruction force in here for Samchi. Can equip the captain with a BAR of his own. We shall see where this goes otherwise. Telemines here in the center from Synthesis. Grabbing the point here. Seizing the Southern point. Fun fact about the Germans, probably all supplies to other mines, but the Germans, I definitely know in particular, like to booby trap their mines. They're like, they're trying to deal with them. They, still risk setting off the mine, get themselves blown up. So, little fun fact there. Sending southwards there. Suprema Corps for Synthesis going up. Anti-tank gun for Samchi. Clearly expect to be on the receiving end of a tank push here. He brings up the mighty M1 anti-tank gun. We've got 2 Panzer forming up. Panzer going to be a platoon. Ready to form up a strong assault force that could push his way for at least some more lightly defended lines here from Samchi. And certainly this area looks relatively lightly defended from the cavalry north. Oak 7 themselves quite aggressively. Would be easy target here for 2 Panzer squads, I think. Pandy's got too close in the arms, aren't close enough, so he's not creating quite enough firepower. But again, just highlights. The Thompsons are basically just better assault rifles. Still don't get how this, is supposed to work. So when they ran to the submachine guns, not assault rifles, but yeah. Just going into the rifle squad here. Counter rifle suppressed. Panzer being with the lieutenant flank here. Nice over push here. No grenades, though for Samchi has got like range bulletins for the grenades, which have been quite handy here. Grenadiers got wiped out. There's a pretty good kill here, obviously, for Samchi. Definitely a bit of blow to Synthesis. They're definitely doing some heavy damage to Samchi in return. And his Grenadiers did grab a BAR, so he's not all bad there. And I do believe Samchi actually lost a rifle squad, so he might actually come ahead on that one. Not just getting a rifle squad wipe, but also grabbing the BAR. Compared to the Grenadier squad, is a bit less expensive. But we got the Sherman on the way there. Still no sign of the Panther for Synthesis, and no sign of Doctrine either. Panzers is in the centre, and you're forcing up to the northern victory point. Anti-tank and holding back. Panzer is the captain. Gebaldeladno.
Krauts are taking one of our points.
Ooh, Captain the clutching back to the Panzer Grenadier, and down he goes.
Just got a report of an infantry
Samchi
unit
needs to be a bit
being
careful. They
wiped
definitely shouldn't
out.
underestimate the Panzer Grenadier, despite his cavalry obviously having some good luck versus them.
The enemy is overrunning
There you go,
one of
quickly
our
falling
capture
back.
points. Battalion just released a major for action.
North MD4 to defend northern victory point from American influence, and there goes Synthesis finally got his Panther on the way, so he's in the southern victory point with the Pioneer. Synthesis definitely giving Samchi some rough times there. But again, didn't help that Samchi's lost some vehicles in rather awkward manners here to the Germans and their telemines and other stuff. And he's right in the centre here. Samchi and the 3rd Armored Division, of course, is not taking this line down there. Go right, push back the Pioneers here. And Samchi still has, I think, fairly good map control versus Synthesis, but he's just paying a fairly high price for it, which he needs to be mindful of. In particular with the Panthers, they can quickly push back on map control. And the BAI Grenadiers certainly don't hurt either. And with the Panther 4 out there, he's may find himself in a bit of a challenge. Then he's going to get the tanks, though he's not far off. He could actually relatively soon go for, say, an E76 from the Sherman, or he could go for the Bulldozer Sherman. Either way, they have a slight edge up, depending on how set up they're against the Panzer 4. There you go, Panzer Kampfwagen 4 out there for Synthesis. Workhorse of the German Panzerwaffe and the most produced tank in the German army. Not most produced armoured fighting vehicle, that would be the Stug 3, which saw the most numbers produced. The Panzer 4 was a fairly close second. Unless, of course, you're closing the Stug, counting Stug forces, one in which case the Stug was definitely by far the most produced. That's another story there. Panther getting the 10 of 40 and taking it up, punching straight through the Panther 4's frontal armour there. Giving the crew a bit of a shot, they're forcing back, Panzer moving forward. Lieutenant Rifleman blazing with the Panzer Grenadier. In the south, we got the Grenadier sneaking up in the southern victory point there. BAR clenched tight in the hands. Wondering if they could just get a nice candy bar as well in the process. Down northern point with the Panzer Grenadier. Factory reinforcing. Basil wanting some attention but can't get it, so he's obviously a bit upset. He likes attention. He's a bit spoiled like that, I'm afraid. Rifle grenade off, the lieutenant quickly backing off before the entire thing gets filled with splinters. And there's the rifle squad there. Shooting to Batesy down to 2 men. Lieutenant getting a good hit on the Panther, fall down half and then out there. Oh, really some intense action in the Grenadiers. Almost get the rifle squad down to fall back themselves. In the centre there, heavy fighting positions the Pioneers. In the northwest, even as all this is happening in the south there, Samchi still make good progress there, and now his tank is head out in the field here. The 76 from the Sherman there, with a 50 cal being added as well, pretty good. Unless of course you're on the receiving end of the Germans, in which case you may not be quite as appreciative of that particular set of specs. North Carav going for the Panther Grenadiers here. Bang grenade off. Gonna get a bit ugly here and there, go there too close to the bang grenade, taking heavy damage and getting wiped. A stinging blow there to Samchi. Certainly so far has been a bit of a feature of this match on Samchi's side. He's definitely taking some stinging blows here and there, while still doing good damage to Synthesis. Synthesis just has had slightly better unit preservation so far. That said, he does currently hold the slightly superior tank here with not better armor, I think, but better penetration, self-repair, and smoke screens. Synthesis responds with a mighty Stug 3G. We've got a fresh cav rifle squad out here for Samchi, adding the Thompson to those as well, of course. Still no doctrine though for Synthesis. Still no doctrine. At this point, it's also hard to. I mean, it's probably not German infantry, and Jaeger infantry also pick, so mobile defense? That can't be right. It's gotta be Jaeger infantry, I guess. I mean, you can also technically go for late German infantry, just most players go for the veteran Grenadiers. maybe stormtroopers. Assault and hold is great, but again, most players just never use it, which is a real shame. There's need to be careful against the Sherman, can do quite a bit of damage there fast, particularly with the 50 cal added on top. Hits the tree instead, blowing apart a few squirrels. Grenades down to 2 men, 17 kills. Nothing up there with the light machine, and they just got the BAR. Ooh, shot from the Sherman bounces there off their Panther 4. The thing does not. Panzer force their ace level, by the way. Other squad getting mixed into 1. Caravan they caught here with the 2 Panther squads with the BAR as well there. Definitely, I think that's going to be a fast retreat there. Probably didn't hit retreat right there since it would risk running right into the Panther grenades, which would like to have been a wipe, so just waited a bit there to get them into a slightly better retreat path. Thumbs up there to Samchi, at least on that one. Thumbs up there. Directed here on the Sherman by the Stug. Sherman almost taken out, quickly backing off. Panzer's going for the camp on the rifle squad there, pushing it back. Certainly not a possible chance of getting wiped from the rifle squad. Anti-tank and crew are in trouble, though they are right next to the base entrance, and Panzer's about to hit the 50 cals there. That's it, the Stug coming to disrupt, they're going to turn on the flank. Could perhaps dissuade the Stug from being in a nuisance there. Caravan 4, they're going to try and grab the anti-tank and bomb grenade and the lieutenant, and the Caravan grab the anti-tank in there before the Stug can finish it off here. Really close stuff here for Samchi and Synthesis. Good hit with the anti-tank there, punching through the Stug's frontal armor. Up north here, grabbing the point there, and the south point then we see by the Germans. 24 kills on these Ace Panzer Grenadier with a BAR. Sherman there being fixed up, having the resistance help out. Excellent. Panther 4 that could do some repairs here. Obviously, so could the Stug. So we are still without a doctor here for Synthesis. Got the Sherman sitting out there. Could soon go. Well, no one. He could, of course, go for the Bullets of Subversion for a bit more health and armor. He could, of course, go for another 76mm Sherman for just more offensive action. Caravan, they're pushing back the Pioneers in the south. We got 360 versus 254. Sherman rushing through here. Northern point seized. They're going to go for the victory point again. Entertaining the landing grate and the Stug. Unless of course the Stug, in which case you may not be quite as appreciative of that hit. He's been caught up with the Caravan squad up close, taking a bit of damage there. Lieutenant moving in, Sherman rushing through the centre. Need to come out for that potential pack positioning. Very close to another 76mm Sherman here, which could definitely be a problem for Synthesis, who still hasn't gone for a Doctrine. Then he's being round here, taking heavy fire down to 1 man. Panthers moving forwards. 2 squads, in fact, the full platoon here up north. Rifle squad pushed back here with the 2 of the Panther on the Stug. Stug, by the way, has been upgraded with the pin-up machine gun. Thumbs up there to Synthesis. Some players neglect that, but I mean, it does effectively act was the equivalent of a Grenadier's light machine gun to the Stug for like half the cost on a Stug. Second Sherman on the way there. Oh, Panther about to crash here by the Sherman. But there you go, Stug to the rescue. Nice hit there by the Sherman and the Stug. Here's what's holding up here. Do they have bazookas? They do not. God damn, I don't want some trombones. Bazookas, trombone, bazooka, it's the same thing. No, they're not. They're both musical instruments. Well, the bazooka is also an anti-tank weapon. What? No one told me that. Well, it is. Oh. Second Sherman almost done there.
Sherman ready.
Panther moving about up north, they're going for the northern victory point, moving in the centre with the anti-tank gun. But 2 Shermans definitely give Samchi there some good punch. You can get up to 3, even better. And holy smokes, we do get mobile defense and Synthesis fairly late. Guessing it's for the command tank at this point. Could also toss in some Ostrom, I guess, as a quick mobile or so. Need to be careful with the Sherman. Plus, of course, you get Panther to position. Anti-tank saying need to be careful. Rifle caught by the MD-32. Nice is up there by the northern victory point. Sherman up north, we're dealing with that. 50 cal almost done. Fresh Caravan squad up there, bring up to 2. Sherman blazing at the Panzer Grenadier, close to veterans 1 there. Up north, second one there, backing off. Big concern possibly about the Stug Panther 4 combo. Panzers there pushing straight for the car planner right next to Samchi's base, smoking off here. I think in part just to screen off against armor around there, like Stu. Or maybe also help units retreat, I don't know. But now the Panzer to take slight advantage of it. Great hit by the Stu on the Sherman. The Stu pushes onwards for Deutschland. Glory! Direct hit on the Sherman there. Almost kills one of the crew members as well. Synthesis is confidently wielding his Sturmgeschütz like a rapier. Caravana there pushed back. We got 50 to 39. Sherman's being fixed up. Anton holding it back. Caravana put back the Pioneers. Thompson's almost done. And we got a command tank out here for Synthesis. The befehls Panzerkampfwagen 4, based off an older model Panzer 4. Worth noting was actually not uncommon for the Germans to use older models of tanks for command tanks, as I would say, some of the higher echelons. For example, I think actually some of the SS Panzer Division normally, for example, had Panzer 3s as command tanks for some of their regimental units. So fun fact there. Fun fact. They send their out of the command Panzer 4 and Panzer 4 in unison. Turn their push back, close being by Dutch, running forwards, shot bounces. Need to go for the Shermans and crew of reinforcing the crew, very good. Not far away from say a third Sherman. Yeah, been some time since I've seen the Panzer 4 command tank in action. With its Stummel Kanone. He's clearly setting up for some sort of more grand maneuver here, I think. But needs to be careful getting not to like push in too thinly here. Otherwise you just risk getting defeated in detail. Panzer first there, Flub. Northy cavalry recording with the Panzer with the command tank. Gonna get them pretty much annihilated. He doesn't get them out of there now. Cavalry with the Panzer gun these. But we've got the Stu providing support for this machine gun as well. Which combined with the combined arms bonus of the Panzer Brigade actually gave them arguably to beat the Caravan squad, even the Thompsons. A squad hit tank for the rear, so we've got suppressor fire to stop the Panzer. Actually succeeds in suppressing them, very good. Sherman engaging here. But he could actually swarm the Stug right now. Synthesis is actually going to get too aggressive, but so far Samchi's focus is not on the Stug here, and I think he's trying to manage too much, meaning he actually missed the opportunity, I think, to rush down the Stug. And in fact, Synthesis is almost practically handing the Stug. He's going in for the kill over the Stug, putting more pressure, but there you go. Stug getting ready to Pat Shams there, falling back as we got the command tank and Panzer rolling in there, anti-tank and crew. Cleared out, Sherman to Harfeld, need to get that to safety. Stug, they're blazing away. Anti-tank about to get knocked out. Sherman forwards. Manpower is a significant issue right now for Samchi. Synthesis, meanwhile, he's not having any manpower issues at all. There you go, anti-tank destroyed. Minor gravitational anomaly as everything gets just drawn towards it.
Krauts are sniffing around our asses. Tactical point being captured.
Graham the southern point here. Stug moving back. Up north, Graham the fuel point again. He's actually been doing quite well with the Major in terms of harassment and grabbing points. He's still got his Sherman, so it's not all bad here for Samchi, but things are starting to look, I think, a bit more risky now. I mean, Synthesis, I think, showing sort of a good combination for just aggression, but, you know, not being reckless, like, you know, he's displaying some good unit preservation, even just being aggressive. He's also, like, able to coordinate things fairly well. Meanwhile, Samchi's got that aggression, but comparatively doesn't quite have the same level of unit preservation. Whoa, we got Ostrom out here for Synthesis. He actually used the Ostrom reserve ability. You don't see that one very often. 2 thumbs up to Synthesis. And of course, it's great news of the Stu. Pioneer squad almost taking out with the cavalry, but then push back, and again, another ace Panzer squad here. These Panzer units are definitely proving to be a strong asset here for Synthesis. And the 2nd Panzer Division, until called in the MG-34 by the Major. So the shells all in place. Could theoretically go for a 3rd Sherman here, Vision's routed. Sherman's moving forwards. One actually close to 22, which one gains a nice little accurate of fire bonus, which then combines with its radio net bonus, allowing it to shoot even faster. Can go for the third Sherman very, very soon here. You could actually go for the regular Sherman, upgrade to a Bulldozer Blade version. That way you can actually still got more hits for the other Shermans, maybe. Could be on the active as the Stug. But there you go. Got a Jackson tank destroying. That works too, though. I'm not entirely sure he wants a Jackson here. Might be wrong. Bottom knock engage with the Sherman. There we go. Killing them. My god, these Germans are somehow softer and squishier. They somehow just die easier. I can't explain it. Oh, I think these are these Osttruppen. They're not actually Germans. Oh. Why do you sound so disappointed? I don't know, just... I can't explain it. Got Lieutenant as the Pioneer. Mine's down here from Synthesis. Thumbs up. Very good mining from Synthesis. Very good. Sending being blasted into the oblivion here by all the combined German forces. But in fact, getting utterly wiped out. Yup, that's a wipe here on Synthesis. Samchi again. His unit preservation definitely keeps sort of showing hiccups here. Meanwhile, Synthesis taking in with a bunker in the center, leaving the Ostrom for that one. Nice work there by Synthesis. So we got two Shermans and a Jackson here versus one Stug, one Panzer IV regular, and one Panzer IV command tank. Infantry-wise, Synthesis does have the advantage. Numerically, though, two of them are Osttruppen. Plus, he's got machine guns and Pack 40s, so... But there you go, Sherman for the center, getting hit by the Panzer IV getting BT2, and of course backed up. If you got combined arms, great. Needs to come in from close. Thanks, increase the rate of 5 further on the tanks, of course, one. Close there. Sherman being focused on, we got the Stug firing away there, pushing forwards here. Infantry up keeping pace, machine and bunks, preventing from keeping pace here. Very good there. Panzer IV is not going down here. This is turning a bit south for Samchi, turning a bit south, trying to engage now, get away from the other side. Jackson down, Panzer IV, Stug command tank combo here, completely wrecks Samchi's assault. Unfortunately, probably shouldn't have driven down straight in the middle without a smoke screen there, but there you go. GG, game over, victory for Synthesis, a victory for Deutschland. I mean, again, Samchi and Synthesis, I think, to a certain extent, were playing sort of, in some way, the same tactical level. Of course, aggression, but it's just Synthesis had better unit preservation and a better tactical sense of when and where to push, compared to Samchi just had a tendency of pushing a bit too deep or, you know, a bit too recklessly. Also, that early Telemann, of course, was also really big there, just taking out the M20 and completely ruining Samchi's, I would say, early tempo push. But there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I've learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, all that. That would make me very happy. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Till tomorrow again for a nice episode. Bye.